This is breaking news from News 8.
Thank you for joining us here at noon, everyone. I'm Michaela Singleton. Yes, that news breaking into our newsroom. It now appears that the deadly crash outside of the Kodak Center early Monday morning was intentional. The FBI and Rochester Police just wrapped an update confirming that a third person, the driver who allegedly instigated this crash, has died, and the number of injured is up to 9. For some background here and to remind you of the situation, this crash happened just as Mo, a concert, was letting out for the new year. A Ford SUV hit a Mitsubishi SUV around 1 a.m. and the cars went through a group of people in the crosswalk before hitting 2 more vehicles. 2 people in the Mitsubishi SUV died. The driver there taken to the hospital. The driver of the Ford, now identified as 35-year-old Michael Avery, died last night at the hospital. Police sharing what they've pieced together about Avery, a man from the Syracuse region, and the apparent planning that went into this attack. News 8's Isabel Garcia is live from the Public Safety Building with the latest we've learned from investigators. Isabel, what do they have?
Yes, good afternoon to you, Michaela. What we're learning from Chief David Smith today is that there is no motive yet found at this point, nor any indication of additional connections to the Rochester area. What we did learn is that Avery traveled to Rochester from Syracuse days prior to this whole ordeal. Police say on December 27th, the 35-year-old checked into the Wood Springs Suites in Greece. Police note he had traveled from Syracuse as well in his personal car. 2 days later, just before 3 p.m., he rented the Ford Expedition from the Rochester airport, then spent all of the following day purchasing gas canisters in both Monroe and Ontario counties at various locations. That was December 30th. Then on New Year's Day, just before 1 a.m., police say Avery drove the Ford on West Ridge Road, appearing to have intentionally sped up ahead of the pedestrian crosswalk. At about the same time, the Mitsubishi, operating as a rideshare service, was exiting a nearby parking lot, resulting in the deadly chain of events. Chief Smith says the FBI and SWAT team raided the hotel room where Avery was staying in Greece, and while some items were recovered, they also talked about what was not found.
Yesterday, a search warrant was executed on the hotel room rented by Michael Avery. There was no suicide note recovered during the search of the hotel room. An additional search warrant was executed on Avery's personal vehicle, which was recovered at the airport parking garage. Investigators are still combing through evidence recovered from his vehicle, but nothing thus far has been recovered that provides any additional insight into why this occurred.
The chief went on to specify there is no evidence at this time indicating any political nor social bias as a connection to any type of motive. He did say in speaking with Michael Avery's family that it appears he may have been experiencing, to quote the chief, undiagnosed mental health problems. Now, the chief wouldn't go into greater details upon that, but as part of the investigation, authorities releasing some of the first pictures you've been seeing on your screen of Michael Avery, and they're asking anyone with information about who he is to please contact authorities. Of course, there is a lot to unpack here, and we will have continuing coverage and team coverage tonight coming up at 4, 5, and 6. For now, though, we'll send things right back to you at the desk. Reporting live in Rochester, Isabel Garcia, News 8.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. And to further clarify, the FBI confirms today that the Joint Terrorism Task Force is involved in this investigation. However, that is routine procedure, and they will not confirm any terror-related acts or connections to this case. They did say that they are looking into all avenues, though. The band Mo has responded in a statement posting online that they say, quote, Sunday night's events outside the Kodak Center have left us all in profound shock and sadness. On a night that was meant for celebration and togetherness, we are faced instead with a tragedy that defies understanding. Our hearts go out to the family and friends of those who lost their lives, and our thoughts are with those who were injured, end quote.